thing is, I'm not going to recognize any other candidates or officers. This is for the council opponents tonight. And the next thing is, would y'all please rise, and Mr. Doty will lead us in invocation.
Thank you very much. Let's bow our heads. Dear God in heaven, thank you for bringing us all here tonight. Help us to become informed to make good decisions so that we can do the right things in your name. And it is in your name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Mr. Adams, Brian Adams is going to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, I've got a couple of announcements to make. First of all, my name is Bill Bates. I am the acting chairperson for the Goose Creek 912. We meet here the first Thursday of every month at 7 o'clock. So our next meeting is this coming Thursday, and it so happens that our speakers are Mr. T. Cat and Mayor Heitzler. So we would love to have you all come. They'll be speaking from 7:45 on. Okay, that's announcement number one. Announcement number two, on the 12th of April, there is a Liberty Rally downtown at the Customs House. That's a Saturday, 12 April, from 1 to 3 p.m. And it's sponsored by the grassroots people. Notice I did not say Tea Party, I said grassroots people. So we would love, there's going to be music, we've got speakers, and there's going to be candidates there, but they're not going to be campaigning. They're there, and they're going to give speeches concerning liberty. Now, having said that, this is what the Goose Creek 912 is all about. The Goose Creek 912 Project Group is dedicated to defend, support, and work to restore the principles and values of the Constitution, individual liberty, and limited government on which the United States of America was founded by means of open debate and education. We focus on constitutional studies and the impact of local, state, and national politics. So again, I want to welcome all of you to the first ever public sponsored candidate forum for the Goose Creek government. With that, I'm going to turn it over to Mr. Steve Doty, who is our moderator, and he will explain the rules.
Very easy. Just don't throw things at you. The truth is, I am Steve Doty, and I don't know if I've met everybody in here or not. Probably not. Let me get a show of hands of the people in this room that do not know all of the people sitting up front. And you might know one or two, but if you don't know all of them, let me see a show of hands. Awesome. So that's what this is about. I get a microphone in my hand. It's like, man, I never met a microphone I didn't like, and I do like to talk, and there's a lot of things to say. But what we're doing right now is probably one of the most important events that you could imagine, because it helps form the direction of our country. It does it at the lowest level. It's where it really can affect us. This is the opportunity for everyone in this room to look at people in the eye and say, who are you? And who are you? Who are you? And what do you believe? And how do you believe? And how do you think you should spend my money? That's always a big one. What do you think this town, what direction should we go in? And what was it? Friday night, Bill, we had a big meeting, and we watched videos. And just watching the videos, you know, I was pretty set in my way. I'm thinking who I'm going to support to lead me. And all of a sudden, wow, that don't make sense. Look at this other person. So until you've met all of the candidates, until you've met all the people that want to lead us, you're really doing the right thing. Let's make sure I get that microphone so you hear me. But it's, I don't know, I can get all passionate, fired up, and all, but this is the right thing to do. So I expect, and I hope, and you're going to run me to death. Let's see if it's going to cut off the moment. Run me to death, but one of the things that makes it real easy is to realize and recognize that the person with the microphone, with the loudest voice, I don't know if that microphone's going to work, it'll drive me crazy, but the person with the loudest voice, and normally it's the person with the microphone, we'll try it again. Bill, I was talking good about it, I don't know if it's going to work, we tested it, but try to keep it to one person at a time, and we'll let these folks introduce themselves, kind of give us an idea where they're coming from. We'll do 5 minutes. It should be easy, impromptu. Maybe you got some notes there. You can read, do whatever you need to. But 5 minutes, and then let's do some questions. And the questions, David Barton, somebody that I admire, said that he can ask a candidate one question and determine what direction that person will go on almost all issues. And it's kind of a personal question, but there's no limit on the questions you can ask these people. Anybody sitting there saying, what is that question?
I know what that question is.
What's that question?
Where do you stand on abortion?
That's right. That's right. Very personal issue. But when you know where somebody stands on a subject that is as important as life, where do they stand on that? It tells you which direction they're going to go. And if you don't know what direction they're going, you don't have any business following them. It reminds me of an old story. If you don't know where you're going, you ain't going to get there or something like that. So, with that being said, let's take the far end. And we've got kind of a unique person up here. She's just going to introduce her candidate. She is not the candidate, but she can give us the information. Just if I walk down here, look, this microphone don't go crazy on it. Be easier. Floor's yours. You got 5 minutes? Up to as much as you want there.
Good evening. First, I would like to thank all of you for being here tonight. Due to unavoidable medical appointment, Victoria Morrell, who is running for a seat on the City Council, was unable to be here tonight to speak with you all. She did try to reschedule her appointment, but after her unsuccessful attempt, she requested that I just briefly speak on her behalf. She has resided and worked in the city of Goose Creek for 24 years with her family. She is a strong contender and is prepared to emulate the phenomenal success as Ms. Marguerite Brown has done during her admiral tenure as a city council member and her tenacious dedication to the city of Goose Creek. With that being said, her phrase, building a better Goose Creek together, has become incumbent to her and others who believe as she does, which is to take affirmative action and maintain focus on keeping revenue, growth, and jobs within the city. She believes in moving forward and balancing the economic development of our city. A powerful statement has been made in our city. Goose Creek is a desired place to live, and this has been clearly delivered in the continual rapid growth of new homes. She believes it is important to encourage and actively recruit businesses to join our city, both commercial and small, keeping the revenue in our city, allowing for job opportunities for our residents, and keeping the funds and taxes from burning the citizens of Goose Creek. She believes that by working together, we can succeed as a community, thus building a better Goose Creek together and providing a customer service that is unforgettable. She is also a proud supporter of Jerry Teacat and his run for mayor, and please remember to show your support and vote on April 8th. I appreciate your attention and appreciate the fact that you listened to me on behalf of Victoria Morrell, and the fact that she couldn't be here. We do apologize.
Good enough. I say good enough. That took about 1:38. And I know it was prepared, and I know you're not the person who said this. Do I need this, or can y'all hear me okay?
If you hold it away, I think it's better.
Hold it away.
Not that far.
Okay, right about there. I like it on the chin. I don't know if that'll help. Try to be consistent with it. But thank you very much. And we'll see your candidate around. Very good. Very good. That's the way to do it. If you've got a person that you believe strongly and you want to get them to every event you can, you want to get to know every person, know them as well as they can, know where they stand. Like I said, that was about 1:38, so it doesn't take long to give a prepared spiel. I'm going to, be very basic here, I guess. But if you want to dress it up a little bit, tell us as much as you can. We'll run right up the line, and y'all can take up to 5 minutes, okay? I'll give you a warning when we get down toward that time frame. Very good.
Can y'all hear me? I don't want to cut in and out, so I just talk from my diaphragm here. I'll come out. Is it okay?
Sure.
Well, my name is Gerald Stinson. I'm, of course, a candidate for City of Goose Creek. I was born in Chester, South Carolina, and I came here in the mid-'80s. I moved to North Charleston. I was where I was active duty Air Force. And after I got back to the Air Force, I went into the reserves. I later retired from the Air Force Reserve after being deployed several times for Operation Iraqi Freedom. After that, I also worked at St. D. Cooper. I also retired from St. D. Cooper at the age of 46. So that tells you right there I know how to plan. At 46, I'm retired. I just went to my checking deposit in my account. So that tells you that I plan ahead. I have been married for 21 years. And I was telling somebody earlier about being married for 21 years, and they said, well, how many wives? Because I've been married for 30 years and I've had 3 wives. But I've been married for 21 years to the same wife. My wife here is Terry, and my son Antonio, he's 17. He's a junior at Stratford High School. He brought some of his friends along. My education, I went to Charleston Southern with my good friend Stephen. We both went to CSU. I actually attended Baptist College, but I graduated from Charleston Southern because I was the first class with the new name. I graduated in 1990 with my BS, and I went back and got my MBA and graduated in 96 my MBA. Like I said, I served in the military. I served 13 years as an enlisted member. And then I don't know if I got wise or got dumb. I got a commission as an officer, and I spent the last 7 years as a commissioned officer in the United States Air Force Reserves. And let me just say, I'm all about service. I served my country for over 20 years. I've deployed to some places that were not friendly. I put my life on the line for everyone who's in this building. I serve my God. I've been a member of a church my entire life. I'll now serve as a deacon at True Way Missionary Baptist Church, which is located in Somerville. I'm about service. I serve my community. I have been a mentor. I have been volunteer in lunch buddies, read with the child. I've been on the United Way community involvement review teams. I'm all about service. And that is why I'm running for City Council of Goose Creek. It's about serving you. It's about serving the people of Goose Creek. It's not about Gerald. If it was about Gerald, I would be at home enjoying my retirement. But it's about the almost 40,000 people in the city of Goose Creek. That is my team. My team is every citizen of Goose Creek. That is why I'm running. I'm running for the team, Goose Creek. I want to be a representative because I believe in this city. I've lived in this city for over 17 years. And I love this city. My wife, when we were looking to move, she's from Oakland, up near Monk's Corner. And as we were looking at where we were going to move, she said she wanted to be in the middle. And she considers the middle between Oakley and Charleston. So we, right here in Goose Creek, it's a perfect location. It's a perfect city. We want to continue to keep it that way. What are my plans for the city of Goose Creek? We want to continue to have it grow. We got to be aggressive in bringing in new business. We got to be creative. We got to think outside the box. You know, so many times as children, when you color, if you color outside the lines, you got scolded. But that's creativity. You got to sometimes go outside the box. Sometimes you got to think differently. Because if you always think the same way, you'll always get the same results. If you keep doing the same thing, you get the same results. So we want different results in the city of Goose Creek. We got to do something different. And I am that different because I'm the one who's going to think differently. I'm going to come up with innovative ways of the way we do things. I'm going to meet with everybody. We have to meet with our stakeholders. I was talking to a small business owner the other day that was having some problems, struggling, making ends meet. We as a city need to reach out to these small businesses and help them. We got to be there for them. We got to be about being in the community and not just sitting in our office. We have to be out there with the people. And as I walk and talk to people, I realize that there are some people out there that are in need. We have to find a way to reach those people. That's another reason why I'm running for the city of Goose Creek. Because I want to be there for those people. I want to be a voice for all people. Because I love the city. Like I said, my team is 40,000 strong. Because I represent all citizens of Goose Creek. And I actually consider both of me for city council every day. God bless. Thank you.
Wow. The timing was awesome. Excellent. And I hope what they're doing is generating some questions. I hope y'all are listening to them, making notes as you go along, and say, oh, wait a minute, ask this guy about this. Where did he serve? What did he do there? And that'll get this going the way we need it to go. And do you want this microphone? Try it on the sides.
Okay.
There's your 5 minutes.
I'm Mark Phillips. I've been a council member for 20 years. I just want to tell you a little bit about me, because I think a person's background tells as much about them as about anything. I was raised on a farm in South Dakota, far from here. I think it's something that I grew up with that almost nobody can say. I went to country school for 8 years. And one of those years, I went a horse to school. So I'm pretty well grounded in the basic countryside type guy. I went to school at South Dakota State University and became a civil engineer. And I went to work for the Army Corps of Engineers. Ended up in Charleston, South Carolina, came here in 1979 to work for a couple of years on a project. And I'm still here. Turned out that this was a good place. My wife is a long-time educator. She converted, went back to school while we were living here. Second career from a dental hygienist to a teacher, and spent a lot of years at Westview Middle School and some other places. Raised 2 kids here. Both of them wanted to go somewhere else. Now both of them want to come back. But anyway, my son is a lieutenant colonel in the Air Force. He's a pilot. Lives up in Virginia. My daughter is also in Virginia. Just got married 2 weeks ago. And she's in fashion merchandising and living there in Alexandria, Virginia. After I retired from the Corps in 2003. And I worked for a year and a half. I was the director of Helping Hands of Goose Creek, which is a local food pantry here in Goose Creek. So that was a very pet project of mine. I worked with Helping Hands for 25 years. I was one of the founding members of it. And then I served on the board of directors, president, vice president, and then ended up as director for that year and a half. Then I went back to work in my field. Been working on construction projects. I'm a quality control manager. I worked on Cambridge High School, Skull High School, working on the Wando Career Technology Academy. One of these days I'm going to pull the trigger to retire, but I just can't seem to do it. But I'm about service too. I've been a reserve for 15 years. Army officer, got my commission while I was in college, and then stayed on in the reserves. But I want to continue my service to the city. I think I have a perspective that most people don't have. I have a professional background. The city has grown a lot since I've been on the city council. I sat down and made a list of all the things that the city has done project-wise. Well over 20 projects that the city has done since I've been on city council from 1986. Significant projects, City Hall, Public Works Facility, now we're building a new fire station. And I think I offer a perspective, having been in the public service sector in the federal government, and that other people, no one else has on our city council. And now I'm working in the private sector for construction contractors. I support the strategic planning process that the city goes through. No one person is going to determine the direction of the city. If they think they are, they're sadly mistaken. We work together. We have a strategic planning process that we've been going on for since before I was on city council. But we get together and we get public input. We come up with a strategic plan. We wrestle. We debate. We don't always agree. We come up with a plan. We update our plan, and we try to implement. We try to move forward. We have 1-year goals, 5-year goals, 20-year goals. It's important that the city have a defined vision going forward, and not always weaving, bobbing, depending on who's on council, who the mayor is. We have that plan. It's written. It's like 4 pages long, and we'll be going over that again in May to update it. We have also tried to stay, since I've been on council, with essential services. There's a lot of opportunities to go into areas, do things that really aren't essential. We have struggled and resisted greatly with a ability, temptation to go into areas that are outside of the essential service area. We concentrate on police, fire, sanitation, and recreation. So I will continue to do that and support that plan. Thank you.
I know many of you out there. My name is Timo Esrick. I'm currently the broker in charge for Caldwell Banker. You need the microphone? Okay, I'm sorry. I'm Timo Esrick. I'm the current broker in charge for Caldwell Banker here in Goose Creek. I've lived in the city of Goose Creek since 1980. Moved down here from Virginia. Went to James Madison University, got a degree in business administration and office management with a concentration in computer science and mathematics and a whole lot of other things, because I think I changed my major a number of times. Been married to my wife here, Marty, who's sitting right up here. She's a school teacher 34 years, and we've been married for 36 years. All right? 36 years. All 37 this year. Anyway, I've got 3 kids. 2 of them are married. I've got 5 grandkids. Got one at USC. She's in honors college. They all graduated through Stratford High School, except my last one. She actually went to the government school in Greenville, played clarinet, and was wonderful at that, but didn't use any of it going to USC. Is actually going into international business. So keep your fingers crossed she gets in there, because that's a hard one to get into. It's one of the best in the country. I love the city of Goose Creek. I've been a servant, I think, of the public for all my life. I helped build Crowfield. I was with Westvaco Development. Spent 28 years with Westvaco, me and Westvaco. We built Crowfield, we built Oakbrook of Somerville, Ashburn East, Ashboro, Huntington Farms. I know what it takes to build communities. I've been involved in it pretty much all my adult life. Worked with the YMCA, was vice president of the YMCA in Somerville until actually had a call from the city and asked if I would serve on the recreation department, Goose Creek Parks and Playgrounds. I spent 8 years there as a member, and I think 4 or 6 years as a chairman. And then Linda McCrae left the city, and they asked me to serve on city council, and I did, and I've been on city council for 16 years. I love the city of Goose Creek. I think it's a great place to raise a family. I think what we've done in the past is wonderful. We've made a place for all of us to come home to and live. We've done what we planned on doing. We planned on making it a residential community. And we've done a good job of it. I think as we go forward, there are a lot of things that can be done going forward. I think there is some commercial growth possibilities, opportunities. We've actually hired a consultant to come in. We've had an economic development committee for years. We've asked that consultant, my question to him was, tell us what we can do. And I wouldn't say floundered, we've done well. We could do better with economic development. It's something that is hard for us because of where we're located. We don't have a defined downtown. I think it's something we've tried to do. We've tried to make the downtown area right now better. We spend a lot of money doing that. I think there are some possibilities, but we're actually waiting for that answer right now. We've asked him to come up and tell us what we can do. If there's nothing we can do, that's fine. That's an answer. Tell us what we can do there, and we'll go forward with that. Other things that I've done, I've worked on the Berkeley County Career and Technology. I spend a lot of time in the schools, and I'd advise all you young guys out there, the best thing to know is learn to know your mentor and know your principal at schools, because they can really help you out with your kids. But I worked on that. I was a member of the board of directors of the Education Foundation for actually Berkeley County. I helped start that one. And for the Charleston Chamber of Commerce, I came off of that, I guess, a year and a half, 2 years ago. But like I say, I spend a lot of time working for the public and working for you, the citizens. I will reiterate a little bit what Mark said, that we spend hours working on a strategic plan for the city. So to tell you that I'm going to bring something new to the table tonight would be kind of silly of me. I should have been doing it all along. And that's what we've done. We work on a strategic plan every year, This year, we've got 12 strategic items, and if you've been to city council, we actually go over every one of them every year. That's one is building the fire departments. We've done that. We built the recreation center. We did that. That was actually my first, what I really wanted done when I first got on city council. We did that. We built, expanded Feckle Field. We expanded the recreation center. We merged Goose Creek Parks and Playgrounds from its own entity, we struggled getting funds to the city council, which was a great move on our part. I mean, it allows parks and playgrounds to get more funds than they had before and operate more efficiently. I think the city has got a lot of opportunities. I think we need to work on those. We need to grow with what we have, what's available. Orange Crossroads is 4,200 new homes. Next and down the road is going to be huge. It's got 13,000 new homes. We're going to have to find a way to provide the services for all these people that are coming in. I think my time's about up. But I appreciate you letting me serve. I look forward and hope I can serve for another 4 years. And I guess what I meant to do first actually was thank Bill and Barbara for putting this together for this new, what I call this historic moment, because it's the first time ever for this. Thank you very much.
One, two, three, four. Okay, I got to remind you every time. Be prepared with some questions. Okay? I think there's a lot of good questions we can ask these folks. Some questions. Real experience. Here you go.
Can everybody hear me? I'm Deborah Green Fletcher. I have been in the city of Goose Creek for 33 years. When I moved here, my daughter was 4 years old. I was a single parent. I started a career in real estate. I worked for Westvaco Development Real Estate. Crowfield Plantation, there were 6 homes, 3 in Cherry Hill and 3 in Stratford Forest. Everything was dirt. It gave me a good opportunity. I became a realtor. It gave me a good opportunity to help build the city of Goose Creek with selling homes to families, whether you had one in your family or whether you had 10. I always told my daughter, it was just 2 of us. We went to church. We were a family. And she asked me, well, some other people have, more in their family. And I said, no, we're a family too, and that's what it's all about. I'm married to Thomas Fletcher. He's in the room. We've been married 14 years. I have a daughter. Her name is Jennifer Green. She lives in Arlington, Virginia. I put her through, she went to Westview Stratford. I put her through undergraduate at the University of South Carolina. Also put her through to get her master's degree myself. And then also she's now the Director of Communications for the Washington Metropolitan Transit Authority in Washington, D.C. So I'm very proud of that. I'm proud to be a mother and also was given the opportunity, which you don't want this all the time, but also a caregiver for my mother while I was also working. I love the city of Goose Creek. I believe in the city of Goose Creek. I am dedicated to do what's best for the city of Goose Creek for now and for future generations. My first responsibility is to protect you as taxpayers, to make sure that we spend your money responsibly. The city, we need growth. We need new businesses, new jobs. But you also have to make sure that you have the infrastructure there in place. We have the best fire department, we have the best sanitation department, and the police department, so we want to continue to keep those. I want to continue to cultivate the prosperity for the future generations and for everyone that is in the city of Goose Creek now, because the future generations are what's going to be the stability of the city is in the future. Also, I would like to work to expand the recreation department, the parks and the playgrounds. I have some dreams. I really don't know how much money's there to even do all this or if I can make some of those things happen. I'm new to this and I will admit that, but until, I would know all those details, but that is my dream because that is a part of what makes the generations or the children being able to be in the parks and playgrounds. When I first moved here, there wasn't hardly anything. Crowfield had a little ball team and we had to go to Somerville. And now we've grown to Feckle Field and all the people that have put in the hard work for the children. That's what makes them better citizens as they grow in the future. I would appreciate your vote. I will do a very good job for you and work very hard. I'm very approachable and accessible. I'm in a career, I sell real estate. I've been a realtor for 33 years. I'm called all the time. I answer all the questions. So I would do that if I became a member of the city council too. So I would appreciate your vote. And also I forgot to tell you about myself if I have time. I was raised in Mifflin, Ohio. I learned public service at a very young age. My grandfather in the late 1800s was mayor of our town. My father, my grandfather, and my uncle also served on council. So we were brought up in that environment to serve. And I studied at the University of South Carolina. And I would appreciate your vote, and I will be glad to answer. I'm sorry? I'm sorry?
The mic needs to be a little higher.
I'm sorry. I'm usually pretty loud. But I would appreciate your vote, and I will do the best that I can for the city of Goose Creek to continue to move us forward. Thank you.
Money and a lot of our community members participated in developing the comprehensive plan, which I think should be reflected in the strategic plan. And I'm wondering, as of this point in time, have the new candidates ever reviewed the comprehensive plan?
Fair question.
New candidates.
Yes, ma'am.
I do. I have read it. I have a copy of it. It's many, many pages. Once I started printing it, I didn't realize how many pages it was. I was very interested in it, but I have, now I won't say I've read every page of it, but I have looked at it and I have printed it out, so yes, I have.
I have looked over it. I'm also on the zoning board of appeals, so I'm familiar with it. I have not read it from cover to cover. I understand the parts of it. So therefore, I haven't read it from cover to cover, but I am familiar with the comprehensive plan as a member of the zoning board of appeals. I actually just had training a few weeks ago on that type of area.
Is fair enough answer there? Yes, I guess. Sounds like both.
Is the lady representing the other candidate there?
She's not going to take questions.
I
Okay,
can,
and
I
Mark?
can answer that for you, sir. Yes, she has read it.
Okay, thank you. Mark?
In response, just to tie it on to that, we redid our comprehensive plan a couple of years ago, I believe it was, when we finished it. It's a document. It's a document that's required by state law for every municipality to have, and we redid it. And I was involved mostly with the economic development part of it. It's seven, I think there's 7 parts of the plan. I was on the Economic Development Advisory Committee, and we spent a good bit of time reviewing that economic development component of that plan. Also, our strategic plan that we have for the city has each goal we have has mentions the community facilities or the element of the comprehensive plan that it applies to. So we try to dovetail our strategic plan with the comprehensive plan.
Get your answer. Makes sense to you? Yes, ma'am.
I have a question for the 3 candidates. They're going to keep talking about expansion for the recreation center. What more can you guys do to the recreation center? And are y'all talking about all sports or just some sports in specific? Because I've been a part of Goose Creek United Soccer for a long time, and we were a traveling club, and Goose Creek Recreation did not support it at all. So I guess my question is, wow, you guys keep saying you're going to expand it. What more do you want to do to the rec center?
the soccer, what you're talking about, I guess you're interested, there's so many different elements to the Goose Creek Park and playgrounds, from football to basketball to soccer to gymnastics. It's amazing how it covers all sports. The expansion we've been talking about is basically probably the second phase of the recreation center as it exists now. And probably Jerry Glass out there, who's the chairman of the Park and Playground, could probably answer it better. It's meeting rooms, and this was actually a gymnastics facility, which is what is in the second phase. There's actually a third phase as well, which is an aquatic phase, and I believe racquetball courts are in the second phase or third phase. Second, okay. But we have expanded soccer out at the fields near the reservoir field out there. We built a number of fields out there. We don't necessarily support a lot of traveling teams. At least we didn't when I was the chairman. That is more of an individual choice that you make. We try to, it'd be great if we could support all the baseball, basketball, all those to go to different places, but they usually have to raise their own funds. I was always a proponent of trying to equalize everything, but football and baseball seem to always get the big majority. But we spent many weekends traveling with gymnastics with my oldest, and we paid a lot of fees that I thought went to other sports, but that was okay. That was a choice we made. Can you support everything equally? I'm not sure you can. It's tough to decide, but it's usually the ones that come out to the meetings and talk to us that the ones that, squeaky wheel. You want to know the real truth about it.
Is that your answer? You want to know?
I'll address it also, still feeling on to what Kimo said. I don't know, you probably read or heard about the KC Center, we've recently had some problems over there with the roof, and we had to spend $50,000 to get the roof done a second time. That's where a lot of other activities go on. The biggest thing that goes on over there is gymnastics. And we've been told that by doing what we did, $50,000 roof repair, we probably extend the life of that facility 5 years maybe, when there's other problems there too that we hope will hold off. So we're looking at, I think, the city council has not sat down and made a specific commitment to anything, but it appears like the logical thing would be that we're going to have to add on to the new rec center and take the activities that are at KC and move them over there sometime in the next few years. But that hasn't been decided specifically by city council. We haven't made that commitment, but that seems to be the direction we're moving.
Can the other two candidates respond to that?
Sure, I can.
You're more than welcome. Yeah, you're more than welcome to respond here.
Okay. I would like to see, there is a big need. Can you hear me there? There is a big need, and I don't even know that this is possible, but there's a big need for a swimming facility. I know Chemo's mentioned racquetball courts, but I have neighbors that their children have been on swim teams for a long time. And it's the way our country is going for our health. And we live where we have a lot of water, but like I said, I'm new. I don't know what's out there to be able to be done, but that is something that I would like to see for our city. I have a friend that teaches swimming lessons in Somerville for all ages and all people. And I just think that would be something that would be nice to have for a city, and maybe be one of the first around to be able to have something like that. The other goal of mine is, and I've done some research, a playground for persons with all disabilities. I actually saw it on TV one day, and it touched my heart, and I did a little bit more research. And I know there are federal grants, which will take quite a bit of work to be able to fund it if it's possibility to be done. But a lot of the bigger cities are doing it. I don't know if it's possible for us because we're a smaller town, but it would be nice to locate something like that over by the rec department and near the police department, so that it could be used for persons with all disabilities. And that would be something that I would like to work on. And when I talk about expansion, or if any other parts of the recreations need help, then I would like to work on that too.
Did you know that the city actually owns the swimming pool?
I do. I do know that.
You're talking about an indoor pool?
I'm sorry?
You say, were you addressing an indoor pool?
A bigger pool.
Not necessarily indoor?
Well, it would be nice if it was indoor all year round. I mean, I'm from Ohio and we have those. You know, the YMCA's and things like that can be used all year round. I just don't know how much money's there, Joel. I mean, I've got some pretty big dreams and like to see things happen.
Well, what I'm
but
saying is, you know, you talk about an indoor pool at the rec building. However, as Mr. Brass indicated, when you, the city owns a pool.
Right.
That's open, you know, so many months a year, so.
Right, I understand that. Okay.
You want mine?
No, I asked her the question, but she didn't ask me. I'll tell you my dreams of expansion, because she was addressing the members of the city who want to expand recreation. But I do believe that we can expand recreation as far as our golf course is a good example. A lot of people don't know we own the city. I think we need to let people know we actually own the pool and the tennis courts. And you can be members as city residents. It would be great to enclose them and make it an indoor pool. However, we also, the golf course is a great opportunity to have a building for recreation. It's a shame that my son, who goes to Stratford, has to go to Mount Pleasant for a prom. We have no place in Goose Creek to have any type of weddings or anything nice. We have a great counselor that passed the hospitality tax 2%, who said they're going to generate about $1 million a year. So we know that's what they're proposing to generate. Let's look at doing some things with that money. I think that was passed, no real set what we're going to use it for. But let's look at what we can do. Maybe we can enclose the existing pool. Maybe if we go out and actually advertise to the city of Goose Creek citizens, we own a pool. We'll generate more revenue by people joining the pool. We own a tennis court, and we can generate more revenue. We own a tennis court, and then we can do more things. But we have to generate revenue to do anything. We already have to borrow $7.5 million to do 2 fire stations. So therefore, we got to make sure we generate some revenue so we can expand and do those things. And the best thing to do is sit down with you, Mr. Glass, and say, what are your dreams? Because you're the chairman of the Recreation Department. We need to work with you and say, what do you want? What are you hearing from the citizens of Goose Creek? And then we go from there.
I'm learning more about
Learning more about Goose Creek, I'll have to get to know tonight. He's up front, Bill. Sorry.
I'm sorry, did you answer the question? Just let him go ahead.
Go ahead.
All of you have, that's all right, all of you kind of touched on the expansion of Goose Creek and businesses. Realizing that you have to work under the auspices of the county and county fees and impact fees and so forth, what can you do and what will you do to attract new businesses?
I'm going to let this one just run down the line here. Each one of y'all give it about 30 seconds. Appreciate it.
What I would like to do is we have a lot of organizations and we have a lot of groups. We have realtors, we have bankers, we have people that are in different professions that would be nice to have like a round table to be able to get some input from the city to find out what everyone, what their ideas are. I do believe we do need to work closer with Berkeley County. Mr. Fish is our representative to see what they can help us do for the city too. I do know a lot of business owners. I don't cook as much as I used to a long time ago, so we do eat out a lot. We support the restaurants in Goose Creek, and a lot of the business owners are very happy, and they've been very successful, with the restaurants. So it would be nice if we were able to get some more of those in. But we do need to work with a lot of people to help us do that. And like Kimo said, the economic development's been in place. They have consultants. And other than that, I'm not sure. Okay.
I agree. We need to look at what we can do. Currently, I'm working with Berkeley Electric Co-op, and I'm working with Santee Cooper to bring in some other industry into the community. I watch whenever there's an announcement or something, you see Riley and Bill Collins and Keith Sumney, they're there, we need to be out there in front, so people know where Goose Creek is, and they realize we do have places. Do we have a big possibility of bringing in a lot of industry? Not currently, we don't have the sites. We have 2 or 3 sites in Crowfield, which I know about specifically because I represent them, but, and we're looking at those sites in particular, but we have a hard road to hoe with that, because Palmetto Park over there that Keith Sumney has is really, really hard to compete with. Can we get some small industries, some small businesses, some professional buildings? Absolutely, I think we can, but we got to get our face in front of them. And we have to go out and meet them. And that's what a lot of people on council do when we go to events. You rub elbows with Joe Daniels and Paul Campbell, who know what's coming into the community. And you make sure you're in front of them. We have sat down and we thought we were members of the Restaurant Association. We did that. It's hard to get restaurants in here because of where we're located. We've got Alcoa on one side, that's 6,000 acres that nobody's going into. We've got the weapons station on the other side. So we kind of only have 50% coverage of where people come. People in the city of Goose Creek need a destination to go to, and that's where they go to eat. You know, they go to those places when they have a destination that they're going to, downtown, the mall, whatever. We're not a destination location right now. You know, if we had something in the mall or something here, you'd probably get more restaurants and stuff like that. It's tough. It's really tough because we have. That's what is asked at every council meeting. 2 things: we need more restaurants and fix the intersection of 52 and 176. I mean, every time.
Mark,
We're working on
Yeah, one of our strategic goals is interaction with others. That means county, state, other cities. So it's a goal that we're aware of and we work on. I think the people ask why we don't have restaurants. Well, I just don't. Apparently, we're not quite ready for them. Restaurant chains have specific demographics they're looking for, and we've been told we're not quite there yet. But what we can do, and I think we have been doing this, is we can recruit, and I think it's a role of government, more so than recruiting businesses. I think the role of government is to create the environment where businesses want to come. And I think what we've done with, we're building a new fire station that's going to provide better public safety for businesses. We're looking at improving the water system, which will provide better fire protection capability for the city. That's a big thing for a new business that comes in, especially a big thing like a Walmart or Lowe's. Their insurance rates are very much affected by what kind of fire protection they have. And we're also, we spent money, almost $5 million trying to enhance our downtown area with our streetscaping and landscaping and enhancements along Highway 52. We're trying to make that look like a place that's special and businesses will come. And I think that's the role of government, not necessarily into the recruiting as much as just doing the basic things that will make businesses want to come.
Mark?
Mr. Bates, I say one word: proactive. We have to be proactive. We have to go out there and partner with people and work with people and come up with a plan. You know, so many times we can say, well, we're going to do this and we're going to do this, but we actually got to be about doing something. So I think we got to be proactive and aggressive and go out there and do not what we've been doing, because evidently it's not working. So we got to do something different. So we got to be proactive and be aggressive and go out there. I think we need to recruit. I think we need to go out there and recruit small business and maybe offer some type of incentive for them to come here. So we got to come up with something very inventive and be proactive and aggressive and do something different. That's what I believe. That's how you're going to get small business here. And you got to be small business friendly. You can't make it so cumbersome when it comes to the process of licensing that they don't want to come here. You want to make sure it's an easy process. And we need to have some type of working group that when they do come here, that we work with them and make sure they're successful. We have so many small businesses that come, anybody who ever started a small business knows that that first year is a very challenging year, whether you fail or successful. So we need to have some type of working group that we can work with these people to make sure they're successful, not just bring them here, but make sure they're able to stay here.
Thank you very much.